in Q, Office of Tax Appeals, case number 2011-6938. My name is Natasha Ralston, and I am the lead administrative law judge who will be conducting the hearing for this case. We also have Judge Josh Aldrich and Judge Josh Lambert. Before we begin, I'm going to cover some logistical information before we go on the record. As noted, the hearing is being live streamed to the public and is being recorded. The transcript and video recording are part of the public record and will be posted on our website. Also present is our stenographer, Ms. Alonzo, who is reporting this hearing verbatim. To ensure that we have an accurate record, we ask that everyone speaks one at a time and does not speak over each other. Also speak clearly and loudly. You may need to turn your microphone on and off before and after you speak. When needed, Ms. Alonzo will stop the hearing process and ask for clarification. After the hearing, Ms. Alonzo will produce the official hearing transcript, which will be available on the Office of Tax Appeals website. We also have the interpreter here interpreting this hearing. Therefore, it is extra important that we do not speak over each other and pause after every few sentences. The pre-hearing conference in this matter was held on September 22nd, 2022. Appellant did not submit any exhibits at the pre-hearing conference, but has submitted 2 exhibits today. Mr. Q, can you explain a little bit about what these exhibits are?
这个政务的东西我还没听明白，你叫法官自己说一下，看什么意思我还不懂。
Regarding exhibit, I don't understand what it means right here. Can the judge give us some explanation, please?
Sure. The documents that you provided today,
今天提供的这一些东西。
we refer to those as exhibits.
Okay.
So can you explain a little bit about what you've provided today and why you're just providing it now and didn't provide it before?
然后我们
自己说我也不懂。
Today I bring all these exhibits today because I didn't have time to list them out, and so last few days I asked my wife to write those information down for me so I can hand it to the judge, to you, and all these information are truth.
Thank you. Has respondent CDTFA had a chance to review these exhibits?
Yes, we received just before entering the hearing, and I probably should identify myself. I'm Sunny Paley with CDTFA.
Thank you. So have you had sufficient time to review them, or do you need more time to take a look at them?
No, I'm fine to proceed.
Thank you. Does CDTFA have any objection to these exhibits?
We would object and submit.
Okay, thank you. Okay, respondent also submitted exhibits A through E at the pre-hearing conference. An appellant indicated that he did not have any objections to respondent's exhibits. Is that still correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Respondent's exhibits A through E will be admitted without objection. Respondent does not intend to call any witnesses. Is that still correct?
Yes.
Thank you. And at the pre-hearing conference, Mr. Q stated that he intended to testify under oath or affirmation. A respondent did not have any objections to that. Is that still correct?
Yes.
Thank you. I also see that we have Ms. Ling here today. Is she going to be testifying?
Yes.
Okay. Does respondent have any objection to Ms. Ling testifying?
We are uncertain as to what Ms. Ling would be testifying to, so towards that end, we don't know, because we don't know what her testimony would be.
Perfect. I understand. What is Ms. Ling going to testify about today? Just briefly, generally.
So this matter has already given us a lot of frustration for many years already. And we're living in poverty right now. And today we just really would like to resolve this problem.
Okay, so is Ms. Link here to testify about what happened with the case, or is she just here if we have any questions for her?
The interpreter is going to repeat again for Ms. Lin. Because my husband, he had never been to school, so he's illiterate in Chinese. Moreover, that he doesn't understand English. So I would like I asked him yesterday to tell me whatever that he would like to speak today. So I wrote it down. And then today I would like to say that and present that to you.
Okay, thank you. So, if what I'm hearing, if I'm understanding correctly, Ms. Ling is going to be presenting Mr. Q's written statement here today.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Paley, does that help clear things up?
It does. So just to clarify that Ms. Ling would be more acting as a representative, a spokesperson, as opposed to testifying on her own behalf, if that's accurate. Otherwise, I just have concerns regarding hearsay as well as relevance, but no objection to her acting as a spokesperson.
I understand.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So just to be clear, when Ms. Ling is not going to actually be testifying, meaning she's going to be acting as a representative for Mr. Q and relaying Mr. Q's words to us.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think we are going to take about a 10-minute recess. I want to confer with my panel members for a minute. Thank you. Okay, it looks like everyone's back, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I think we should go ahead and go on the record. Does anyone have any questions before we go on the record? Looks like there are no questions. So we are now on the record in the appeal of XQ. These matters are being heard before the Office of Tax Appeals. The OTA case number is 20116938. Today's date is Tuesday, October 11th. And the time is approximately 11:21. I want to note that before we went on the record, we did swear in the interpreter. And the interpreter has affirmed that he is certified to interpret between English and Mandarin and English, including the Wenzhou dialect.
The interpreter is not able to interpret Wenzhou dialect.
Okay, thank you. Is Mandarin sufficient for Mr. Q?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Today's hearing is being heard by a panel of 3 administrative law judges. I am Judge Ralston, and I will be the lead judge. Judge Aldridge and Judge Lambert are the other members of this tax appeals panel. All 3 judges will meet after the hearing and produce a written decision as equal participants. Although the lead judge will conduct the hearing, any judge on this panel may ask questions or otherwise participate to ensure that we have all the information needed to decide this appeal. I'm going to ask the parties to introduce themselves. I'm actually going to start with respondent CDTFA. If you could please state your name and who you represent for the record.
My name is Sunny Paley, and I represent CDTFA.
My name is Stephen Smith, and I represent CDTFA.
Kim Wilson, represent CDTFA.
Thank you. And for the appellants, if we could have everyone introduce themselves. Can I ask you to sit a little closer to the mic or make sure it's on?
My name is Xinliang Chu.
Thank you.
谢谢。
Thank you.
And Ms. Ling, if you could introduce yourself.
林女士，请介绍，自我介绍。My name is Zhou Ailing.
And for the interpreter, if you could introduce yourself also.
My name is Kenneth Chen, and I'm an interpreter.
Thank you. As confirmed at the pre-hearing conference, there are 2 issues to be decided in this appeal. The first is whether appellant has established that an adjustment to the measure of unreported purchases of counterfeit items subject to use tax is warranted. And the second issue is whether the finality penalty should be abated. Is that the party's understanding of the issues?
Yes.
进来的货，我就是多少东西我
Do I need to tell you the information right now regarding whatever that I imported?
No.
I mean,
Right now, we're just going over how the hearing is going to run. And then we will get to your opening presentation. And I will swear Mr. Q in. And then you can present your case. Okay. So respondents' exhibits A through E are admitted without objection.
right now I'm going to ask my wife to read my statements.
Not at this time. I will let you know. No problem. As far as the exhibits that Mr. Q submitted today, can you just confirm when these were prepared?
It was prepared yesterday, last night, and she prepared us until 2 a.m. this morning.
And how are these documents different than the documents that CDTFA has already submitted in the record?
So that the cost that I wrote out right here, and the one that we sold out are different, and whatever that the CDFA written out for us, and we believe that there are. 你说什么？
我就说，它那个五金柜包是利润是不一样的。那个包的利润呢，可能 sale 就是卖出去就赚2块钱，那个五金呢就赚2毛钱一个东西，就这样。
So there is discrepancy between the items that I purchased from the resourcer, and also the price I sold out. And police purchased twice. Once on June 14th, 2017, and the other one's on August 30th, 2017. And altogether, they purchased price was $1,184.60.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Do I continue?
I just wanted, at this point, I just wanted kind of a general explanation of what these documents were, and I will give you a chance later to really explain your arguments.
Okay.
Thank you. So respondent has, CDTFA has objected to these exhibits. They are not timely. We are going to go ahead and admit them. And we will assign the appropriate weight to them when we evaluate this case. Yes, Ms. Paley, please.
May I inquire, just for references, which one is Exhibit 1 and which one is Exhibit 2?
Yes, that's what I was looking at. I'm
Sorry.
trying to figure out what I can refer to distinguish them.
If I may make the suggestion,
Oh, please.
of one denotes selling price and one denotes purchase price. So perhaps one of them
Perfect.
could be 1 and one could be 2, please.
Okay, so the exhibit with the purchase price, we are going to label that exhibit, appellant's Exhibit 1, and admit it. And the one with the selling price, we will label Exhibit 2 and admit it. And as noted, respondents' exhibits A through E are admitted without objection. Mr. Q will be testifying under oath without objection. As far as the order of the hearing, appellant will have 30 minutes to present. Respondent will also have 30 minutes to present. And then the appellant will have 10 minutes for rebuttal. At any time, the panel members may ask questions of either party. And because, Mr. Q, you're going to be testifying under oath, respondent will also have the opportunity to ask you questions after your presentation. Okay. So, Mr. Q, I'm going to swear you in now. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can put your hand down. So we are ready to proceed with appellant's opening presentation. Mr. Q, you have 30 minutes. Please begin when you are ready.
Is it possible that I could ask my wife to present?
Yes, sorry, I should have been more clear, but yes, she can present. Oh, and I'm sorry, can I ask the appellants to turn on your microphone? Yeah, just the green, but yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
我可以代表我先生，现在可以把他昨天晚上自己想说的话，我帮他叙述一下吗？
Right now, I'm going to represent my husband, and I'm going whatever that he want to say in the statement that I wrote down last night. I'm going to present to you.
要这个递给法官吗？
Shall I take this to the judge?
我太太可以念这个英文。
My wife is able to speak like in English.
No，我可以念中文。
No, I'm going to speak that in Mandarin.
No, you can just read it it'll be into the record, and it'll be transcribed. So we'll have a copy. Thank you.
你可以说出来吗？
OK, thank you very much.
尊敬的法官大人，
Your Honor,
我叫瞿新良，
my name is Xin Liangqu,
以下是我的申诉。
and following is my statement.
我发誓，我所讲的都是真实的。
And I swear everything I say is truth.
由于我没念过书，因家里从小就贫困，所以只会讲中文，但看不懂中文，也不会写。
Because I have never been to school, and I live in poverty. So even though I can speak Mandarin, I'm not able to read Chinese.
这份申诉信是我用家乡话说，然后我的妻子帮我写的。
So this letter was originally written in my original dialect, and I asked my wife to write them down.
所以今天就请我的妻子来帮我讲出来，
So today I asked my wife to present this to you,
请法官见谅。
and I just ask for your forgiveness.
我在2017年期间，由于家庭经济困难，
Because of a financial difficulty in the family back in 2017,
当时听别人说在网上，购买一些皮带呀，卖出去可以挣点钱。
and I heard from some of my friends, and they say that I could make some money if I purchase some belts online and sell them out, and I can make some money.
当时我不知道这么做是违法的，
And during that time, I didn't know that it was illegal.
在网上进了点货送过来，也没有收据的。
So I imported some of those products online, and I didn't even have any receipts.
就是这样，我现在知道我错了，
And that's it. And now I know that I made a mistake.
以后再也不会做这种违法的事情。
And in the future, I'm not going to do anything illegal like this.
我因此也付出了代价，并服了刑，坐了牢。
And because of this, I also pay my price, and I also have been in jail.
我承认我在2017年6月14号于2017年8月30号，一共卖出了1184.6美元的商品。
And I admit that on June 14th, 2017, and August 30th, 2017, altogether I sold products that worth of $1,184.60.
与你们税局所说的价格有不符合之处。
And there's a discrepancy from your agency, what you have said.
我已列出了卖价与进货的价格。
And I've already listed out the selling price and purchase price. and I would like to have a judge to read it,
我愿意为我所卖出的这些商品支付税款。
and I'm willing to pay the tax for all the products that I have sold out.
其余的2017年9月13号，在我家里 Arcadia 被警察没收的所有商品，我都没有卖出。
And regarding the products that was confiscated by the police on September 13, 2017, at my home in Arcadia, all these products were not sold out.
我更没有从中获利，
And I didn't make any profits from them.
所以我拒绝支付这批被没收的货税款。
So I refuse to pay the tax for all these confiscated items.
我现在没有经济收入，
Right now, I don't have any income.
前2年因为疫情，我与妻子都失去了临时的工作。
Because of the COVID-19, during the last 2 years, we lost our jobs and gigs.
我现在找工作更加困难了，
Right now, I even have more difficulties in finding a job
因为我坐过牢，
because I was incarcerated.
背景调查都不会通过。
And then the background checks won't be, I won't pass the background checks.
所以没有人愿意雇佣我。
Therefore, no businesses would hire me.
我连想开 Uber 车都没有通过。
I even thought about driving a Uber, but the background check was not passed.
我没有任何的财产，
I do not have any assets,
所以与妻子共有一辆旧的车。
so I share an old car with my wife.
当初我只想帮助家庭，而触犯了法律。
Originally, I just wanted to help my family, and I broke the law.
在美国已经20年了，我都是合法的交税的。
We have been in the United States for 20 years already, and we always pay tax.
我现在没有钱请律师帮我辩护，
Right now, I don't have money to have an attorney to represent me.
只能自己申辩。请
The interpreter needs her to repeat again.
就是我没有钱请律师帮我辩护，只能自己申辩。
I can only make the appeal by myself.
所以，请尊敬的法官，与各位税局的人员可以考虑我的生活状况，请求减免我的税款。谢谢。
So, Your Honor, and also the representative from tax agency, please consider my situation and to deduct the tax that I need to pay.
非常感谢。
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
谢谢。
Does that conclude your opening presentation?
请问这个就是你所有的开案认识吗？
让你呢？
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you.
谢谢。
Ms. Paley, I forgot to ask with regard to the exhibits that appellant submitted today. Do you need time, like after the hearing, to respond to them?
Depending upon whether or not the panel has questions, I guess I would ask to reserve. I'm able to proceed today with the information, and I've had the opportunity to review them. If the panel has questions that I can't answer based upon them, then yes, I would ask for the opportunity to address that further.
Okay. So, depending on how the rest of the hearing goes, we'll revisit that at the end. And if I forget, just let me know.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
也当时
So, Ms. Paley, did you have any questions for Mr. Q?
No, thank you.
Okay. I'm going to turn to my panel members. Judge Aldrich, did you have any questions?
No questions, thank you.
And Judge Lambert, did you have any questions?
This is Judge Lambert. I had a question. In these documents, what is the total purchase price you're stating for these items? What's the purchase price that's different than what CDTFA is stating?
这边的话就是关于说整个的这个购买价格跟对方的这个税局所呈现的这个购买价有什么样子的不同？
OK， 这个当时我们在网络上买的时候，朋友介绍网络上买，这我们就整箱拿过来，他说这么便宜，你多少去赚点生活费，就这样。还有一个价格呢，他这个国税局给我的价格呢，就是说他当的真的东西这样卖法，我怎么会可能呢？对不对？这个价格就是一直不合理。我给国税局写信叫人家写，都写了很多时间了。
而且这些都是没收的价格，就是警察没收的，我们没有卖出，他没有卖出去过。
So whatever that we purchased online, the price was much lower, and also there was another, and it's different from whatever that was listed by the tax agency, and also there is another.
就是这个不合理的价钱。
And then the selling price, it's not correct.
赛主我直接给法官、给这些陪审员、这些国税局，先他们我直接自己说就可以了，
在国
还是在就这样。
因为我你里去个给不给个要浮动，你要拿国没什么。
我们拿出来的价钱跟这个就不合理，不一样。国税局的价钱跟我自己就是说进的价跟这个都不一样。
这是卖出去的价格啊，
我卖出去这么多钱，
这个也是 selling price， 也是卖出去的价格。
The selling price that I listed out and the one that the tax agency listed out are different.
This is Judge Lambert. I was just wondering if you knew the exact amount of the purchase price you're claiming.
就是正确的这个购买价格是多少钱？
这个我真的是不知
购
道。
买回来对不对？
Are you talking about the price that we purchased?
一个样子。
Yeah, I believe
Right.
that CDTFA is stating that
对，就是
the purchase price is around
给那
100,000.
大概是在10万。
No, CDTFA, could you correct that or clarify?
是来确认
Well, I'll go into it in my presentation. However, since we did not have
因为我们这边
purchase
是没有
invoices, we were left to rely upon calculated sales prices.
Right. That's what I was meaning.
Yes.
That the purchase price is being based on the sales price.
对这个
Well,
我们的这个
maybe we could move on and
这个购买价
if appellants could take a look at the information, and if they come up with anything later, you could let us know. Thanks.
会让这个法官再知道。
我可以替他说吗？
Is it possible for me to represent him and present him now?
我叫我太太可以说吗？
Can I ask my wife to present this to you?
You want her to explain to us what you're saying?
是解释说你想要说的吗？
你先过我那里。
我叫我太太给我说，我看不清楚。实在这些都是事实的，我可以发誓，真的，我不会撒谎的。
I'm going to ask my wife to present it to you because I cannot read. I cannot read this, and I can swear that everything's truth. I'm not telling a lie.
Okay, so you're just want her to read what's on the documents for us?
所以说，你想要他就是来跟你讲这个文件上面所写的吗？
对，
Correct.
你报给他看。
法官同意吗？
Yeah, she can read what's on the document.
出来就是上面所写的。
谢谢，非常感谢。
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
我先说一下是2017年6月14号的这个，我先生所讲的，他是这样的，进货价是一共算出来是598.8，这是进货价。
So first one is regarding June 14th, 2017, and then the purchase total was $598.80.
然后他卖出去的价格是704.6块。
And then the selling total was $704.60.
现在说的是2017年8月30号的，
And next one is regarding August 30th, 2017.
它的进货价是408块。
And then the purchase total is $408.
是这样，那就会有股搞错，好像这里有点搞错了，这里有一页不见了，等我一下。
I made a mistake because I missed one page.
这个可以稍等，给我2分钟时间吗？5
Is
分
it,
钟时间。
is it possible to give me 2 to 5 minutes to find out?
我可以用手机算一下吗？帮他计算一下。
Is it possible for me to calculate that really fast with my phone?
Yeah, you want to take a 5-minute recess or?
去帮我花大概5分钟休息的时间。
Thank you。
Yes.
Sure, we'll take a 5-minute recess.
Thank you very
非常
much。
感谢。
We're going to go off the record, and we'll be back at. Let's just make it 5:30. We'll be back at noon.
好，我们5分钟回来。
OK，
OK，
非常
thank you very
Thank you so
much
much。
Thank you.
Receipts.
基本未有大。
460。
啊？
错，是我自己看错了。18人补一个18步，可以了，可以了，没有写错，对的。OK 了。
是不认一个是认补，
是的
你真的不会是。
아니나 장난이 후주었을 때는 라이딩이스 쓰리고
We'll get started in just a minute.
OK。
Okay, we are ready to go back on the record. Thank you, everyone.
OK， 非常抱歉耽误了大家5分钟时间，是因为我自己的眼神不太好，看错了数字，很抱歉。
I'm sorry to to ask for a break for 5 minutes. I actually read it, and then I found out it was a mistake. But I'm sorry for bothering using up people's time.
接下来我们还是讲这个2017年8月30号的竞价是408元。
So, once again, on August 30th, the purchase total is $408.
然后它卖出去的价格是480元。
And then the selling total is $480.
下面9月13号2017年的这个是他被警察所没收的货物，我们应该把这些算出来给你们吗？
And then regarding the purchase total for the confiscated item from September 13th, should I find out the total and present it to you?
这些货物全部被警察没收了。
Because all these items were confiscated by the police.
If you have the total available, you can give it to me right now. If you don't have it, that's fine. We can go ahead and total it later.
如果说你已经有这个算出来的总价的话呢，
对，他有算出来。
我这个话可以给你，
他有
如果说没有的话呢，我这
但
个话
是是没有卖出去，他可以算出来，已经算好了。
在这里。
快读呢。
I've already have a total, but those are the items that they were not sold.
Okay, thank you.
好，谢谢。
就拿给他们。
Shall I present it to you?
Yeah, if you can just give me the number quickly.
就很快的给予这个数字。
OK， 所以2017年9月13号的进货的价格是25632.6。
So the total of the purchase on September 13th was $25,632.60.
然后这批货虽然没卖出去，如果卖出去的话，它的价值是31147.4。
But we didn't sell them, and if they were sold altogether, it would be about $31,147.40.
Thank you.
谢谢。
谢谢。
Thank you very much.
So we're going to move on to respondents' presentation. Ms. Paley, are you ready to present? Okay, you have 30 minutes.
Yes.
You can start when you're ready.
Thank you. And Mr. Interpreter, please let me know if you'd like me to stop more often. This is a use tax case based upon the possession for sale of counterfeit goods. Would you like me to start over?
Bring the microphone closer.
This is a use tax case based upon the possession for sale of counterfeit goods. Use tax is imposed on the storage, use, or other consumption of tangible personal property. Purchased from any retailer for storage, use, or other consumption in this state, measured by the sales price, unless that use is specifically exempted or excluded by statute. Every person storing, using, or otherwise consuming tangible personal property in the state that was purchased from a retailer is liable for the tax. And the purchaser's liability for the tax is not extinguished until the tax has been paid to the state. Unless the purchaser can produce a receipt for the tax from a retailer who's engaged in business in the state or is otherwise authorized by CDTFA to collect the tax. Revenue and Taxation Code Section 6009.2 paren A provides that storage and use includes a purchase by a convicted purchaser of tangible personal property. Tangible personal property with a counterfeit mark or counterfeit label or an illicit label on that property or in connection with that purchase, regardless of whether the purchase is for resale in the regular course of business. Convicted purchaser means a person convicted of a counterfeiting offense, including a violation under Penal Code Section 350 on or after the date of purchase. Between April and September 2017, appellant Mr. Q sold accessories with brand name labels such as Burberry, Chanel, Coach, Gucci, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, MCM, Michael Kors, and Prada. Including handbags, handbag emblems, sunglasses, belts, and wallets in or around Los Angeles, California. Appellant did not report any sales or purchases subject to tax. He has also not provided any records for audit or during this appeal until we received 1 and 2 just before hearing today. Exhibit 2 appears to be a restatement of the audit work paper schedules 12A, 12B1, and 12B2, however, with incorrect or different totals than ours prepared by Ms. Wilson. We submit on both Exhibits 1 and 2 that the amounts provided are unsubstantiated and were recorded or prepared over 5 years after the fact. Whereas we relied upon timely recorded evidence. In that an investigator made 2 undercover purchases of counterfeit goods from Mr. Q. In June and August of 2017. And that is detailed in Exhibit C of the investigative consultant's report. On June 14, 2017, appellant sold 124 items with counterfeit marks or labels for $740. But for being counterfeit, the items would have had a total manufacturer's suggested retail price, or MSRP, of about $81,000. Which is a markdown of $80,620. And on August 30th, 2017, appellant sold the investigator 90 items for $540. But for being counterfeit, the items have an MSRP of $84,150. And that is a markdown of $83,610. The MSRPs and sale prices compute to an overall markdown percentage of 12,830.47%. Would you like me to say the number again? Yeah. 12,830.47. And that's as shown in Exhibit A3 of the appeals decision. On September 13, 2017, detectives from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department arrested appellant and executed a search warrant. Seizing from him 19,955 items with counterfeit marks or labels, with total MSRPs of just over $13 million. That's at Exhibit A4.
Excuse me, I didn't hear you.
Is it possible that I can object right now?
After respondent's presentation, you will have 10 minutes for a rebuttal. So just make a note, and then you can present your information.
Okay, thank you.
Applying the known markdown factor of 12,930.47%, the calculation reveals appellant could have sold the seized goods for $100,998. Say again? Yes. Applying the known markdown factor of 12,930.47%, the calculation reveals that appellant could have sold the seized goods for $100,998. On July 13, 2018, in Los Angeles County Superior Court, appellant was convicted of 2 felony counts of Penal Code Section 350A2. For selling or possessing for sale over 1,000 items of counterfeit goods pursuant to a guilty plea on June 21st, 2018. A sentence of 16 months imprisonment was imposed, as reflected in Exhibit D at pages 5 through 7. As a result of that counterfeiting offense conviction, appellant is a convicted purchaser as described in Revenue and Taxation Code Section 6009.2 paren B. As a result of that counterfeiting offense conviction, appellant is a convicted purchaser as described in Revenue and Taxation Code Section 6009.2 paren B. And is liable for use tax based on appellant's purchase price for the counterfeit goods. Appellant has not provided any supporting documentation of his purchase price for the counterfeit goods. Therefore, the department used an estimate for the purchase price for the counterfeit goods in line with Revenue and Taxation Code Section 6481. The audited estimate was calculated by taking the MSRP and applying the established markdown percentage of 12,830.47%. Which was computed by comparing the MSRPs to the actual sale prices appellant charged to the undercover buyer. In the absence of any purchase records, the department must and has used the best information available to it. And we submit that Exhibits 1 and 2 are unreliable and unsubstantiated and urge them to be treated as argument. The department's audit, Exhibit E, methodology, forms the basis for the August 14, 2018 Notice of Determination, Exhibit B. The department has the minimal initial burden of showing that its determination was reasonable and rational. And the burden shifts to appellant to establish that a different result is warranted. Pursuant to the Office of Tax Appeal 2019 Precedential Opinion, Appeal of TFCG Inc., and California case law. Except as otherwise specifically provided by law, the burden of proof is upon the taxpayer to prove all issues of facts by a preponderance of the evidence. That is, the taxpayer must establish by documentation or other evidence that the circumstances it asserts are more likely than not to be correct. As held in the appeal of TFCG and codified in Title 18, Section 35,003 per NA, unsupported assertions are not sufficient to satisfy a taxpayer's burden of proof. Appellant's hardship claims are heard and understood, but do not form a basis for an adjustment of measure. Additionally, a finality penalty of $945.60 was imposed for the liability period. After appellant had failed to timely appeal the notice of determination and failed to pay the liability when it became final or due and payable, pursuant to Revenue and Taxation Code Section 6565. Appellant had previously been informed during the appeals process that in order to request relief of the penalty, the CDTFA 735 form needed to be completed and submitted. Since no such form or request was received, the appeals decision did not consider penalty relief. Revenue and Taxation Code Section 6596 provides that the penalty for failure to make timely payment may not be relieved for reasonable cause without a written request setting forth the facts on which the claim for relief is based. We submit to the panel that no adjustments are warranted to the penalty or to the use tax determination. We submit to the panel that no adjustments are warranted to the penalty or to the use tax determination. Thank you.
This is Judge Ralston. I have a question for respondent. Are you able to meet with the taxpayer after the hearing to discuss like offering compromise or any?
We are not, however, I can provide information regarding that program.
Okay. Mr. Q, if you were provided with forms or information from CDTFA, do you have someone that can help you read them and fill them out?
I would not understand at all. And I don't understand any English at all. So I don't know what to do.
Okay.
So every time I receive a letter from OTA, I always ask somebody to read it to me because I don't understand any written document in Chinese or English.
Okay. Do you happen to, does CDTFA happen to know if the Form 735 is available in Mandarin? I understand if you don't know off the top of your head.
I don't know. Would you like, going back to your prior question on the offers and compromise, I can provide a telephone number for that program. However, it requires a final judgment prior to any engagement in the program, but I can provide that phone number.
Okay, thank you. And also for CDTFA, does it have to be the Form 735, or can it be any written request for the relief of the finality penalty?
Any written request would be fine.
Under penalty of perjury.
Signed under penalty of perjury.
Okay. What about like an oral request that was made under oath? I know that's kind of a new thing.
CDTFA would not consider that a written request, but
Okay. So if CDTFA were to provide you, Mr. Q, with some information about some additional programs or things they have, is there, I know you said you have people that can assist you in reading it. Do you have someone who can read the information for you?
Because previously they sent email to me, or like they even send the paper mail to me, or they even like try to provide me any information, but I don't understand anything. I don't even know how to read anything on my phone. I rarely even use my phone. besides making phone calls or receiving phone calls, I don't use anything with my phone. Is it possible for me to talk to you?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Is it possible for me to say something?
Yes, please.
我最近法官大人这里所有的人啊，听我说几句自己心里的话。
Your Honor, let me say something from the bottom of my heart.
因为我来美国呢已经有20多年了，我从来没有犯过法。
I've never broken any laws during the 20 years that I have been to the United States.
我在美国也没有要求政府补贴给我，我自己很努力去赚钱，去买索米，去反正养这个家吧。
And I never asked the government to provide any subsidy to me. And I just try to make some money, including going to swap meet and selling items.
Let me just stop you there for just a minute. Okay. We're going to give you 10 minutes to respond to CDTFA's presentation.
那他这个税务局的这些东西说的我是不合理，我不同意。
And regarding everything that was being said from the Office of Tax Appeals, I don't agree with them.
Okay. I'm gonna let you do your rebuttal now. So I'll give you 10 minutes to speak. You can give the panel any information, and then the panels may have some follow-up. The panel may have some follow-up questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Please begin when you're ready.
我现在可以说吗？最近的法官，所有住的女士、先生们，
Your Honor, and also ladies and gentlemen in this room.
我来美国已经20年了，就是说，我现在呢，家庭各方面很困难。再说这个税务局，他这样这个一点不合理。
And I've been in the United States for about 20 years already, and my family has some difficulties right now. And then whatever that Office of Tax Appeals requests for, I believe that they are not reasonable.
因为他这个冒牌货不是正品，是一个 logo， 就是五金这些东西我也不会说。反正当时我进的时候呢，就在网络上买的。
And because all these products are fake products right here, and then I also purchased just all this logo online as well.
这个不是说什么包啊什么这么贵的东西，这个就是你想一下，就是1毛2毛钱的东西，几毛钱的东西，你说这个税是冒牌货，我真的不懂，我想不开。
And then all these logos maybe cost about a few cents, and then you say that all these products are counterfeit. I just don't understand.
因为我尊敬这个法官对所有的住这里的先生女士们，你给我一个就是说公平的合理，我觉得我的困难的问题，因为我也没有文化。
And I respect all the personnel right here at the panel, and I would just like to be treated fairly and reasonably because I don't understand anything, and I also was not educated.
至于说呢，我现在坐过牢了，去哪里都不方便。我的母亲80多岁了，我都现在想回去都回不了。我家里我老太太就怕我回去就来不了，这个我太太身体还不好。
And then because I've been in jail before, so for me to go anywhere, it's just kind of difficult. And my mom is already over 80-something years old already, and for me to visit her, it's really difficult. And I'm afraid I'm not able to enter the United States if I leave this country. And also my wife is not healthy.
因为我从来没有要求政府，就是说申请什么东西，我都自己去努力，也卖过苏阿米，你们国税局我就有 permit 什么这些东西都有，我从来没有犯过法。
And I also asked, I never request government for any type of assistance or subsidies. And I sold in Swami before, and then I also had other permits.
我现在的生活呢，我就打一点临时工，就维持生活。
Right now, I sustain my life by working a few different kind of gigs.
我连房租有时候都付不出来。
Sometimes I cannot even pay my rent.
我给我太太现在开一辆车，就是2011年的一辆 Honda， 2个人开一辆。
And right now, my wife and I share one car to drive together. It's a Honda 2011.
我如果真的有能力，我也不是说这个钱，我不是说真的，我真的没有能力付这个政府这个钱。
Right now, if I were capable, I would do it. But right now, I'm just really not capable to pay all this money to government.
我希望政府把我这个税钱能，要不是就是说免了，要不是叫我就是说付个几百块啊，这样我就认了。
So, if the government is able to help me to reduce this tax, and then maybe pay for a few $100s, then I might be able to do that.
我慢慢去挣来，每个月就是说付几十块啊，怎么这样付？
And then I'm just trying to make money and then just pay maybe a few, some dollars, under $100 per month.
其他呢，我要求住这里的所有先生法官就说把我这个事情处理掉。我家里真的我很困扰，我太太身体不好，成天看病。我们现在拿的政府的白卡。
And then besides, I've just tried to make some money right now. And my wife is not healthy. She goes to doctor all the time, and then she's using Medi-Cal right now.
我呢也是一样，现在这个年龄了，我今年刚做了一个手术，就是政府也就说看病就花了很多钱，都是政府给的。美国政府还是很好的。
And then last year, I also had a surgery, and then it's by the assistance from government. And overall, the U.S. government still treat me really nicely.
就说呢，我肯定现在在美国还是要努力，就是说把这个家庭啊各方面都要做好，不会去再犯错误这种违法的事了。
And right now, the point is that I just need to continue to work hard and then to provide for my family and not to break the law again.
将来以后，我就把自己的违法的事情就是反省吧，就认得一个错误吧。
And regarding all the laws I have broken in the past, I guess I would just go ahead and not to commit that again and believe that that's a mistake.
好了，我谢谢大家。
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I did have a follow-up question. So when you referred to CDTFA, when you referred to the telephone number regarding the offer and compromise program, do you know if they have Mandarin available?
They have the interpreter relay service available. The telephone number is 916-322-7931. Again, however, it has to be a final judgment for the offers and compromise to engage. There's also publication 56. It's in English, the publication, but if someone were able
Okay.
to interpret that for them.
So, Mr. Q, what Ms. Paley was referring to is she provided a phone number that you can reach out to at a later date. And they can give you some information about some programs that CDTFA has to assist taxpayers in your situation if it applies to you. So, and they do have someone that could speak to you in Mandarin on that phone line.
那今天能不能把这个事情能叫法官帮我解决掉？因为我这个事情困得我真的我太太老是担心，这样就是一种特别重要的事，睡都睡不着。
Is it possible that it's able to be settled by today? According to panel.
What's going to happen after today is what the panel does is we review the information that has been submitted by both parties. Including the conversations and presentations that we had today at this hearing. And then the three panel members will meet and discuss this case after this hearing. And we will issue a written decision within 100 days. The number that Ms. Paley provided is for a program with CDTFA, which you could reach out to after the hearing, and I'm hoping that they could discuss with him whether or not he would qualify, whether there was a final liability that he qualified, and that he could, they could explain that to him better than we can here.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so I am going to turn to my panel members to see if they have any questions. Judge Aldrich, did you have any questions?
This is Judge Aldrich. I don't have any questions for either of the parties. Thank you.
Thank you. And Judge Lambert, did you have any questions?
This is Judge Lambert. I just had a question for CDTFA on that. The purchase price is based on the sales price. You know, is that really reasonable that someone would purchase something and sell something for the same price and not make any profit? And also, if we're saying that there's no evidence of what the purchase price is, you know, I believe that CDTFA often computes average markups and is aware of possible markups. So would it be really reasonable that to say that the purchase price would equal the sales price?
We recognize the limitation of our calculation in that it would be basically selling at cost. However, we do not have any documentation to justify or to show what is the markup on a criminal enterprise of counterfeit goods. We do not know and do not have anything to base that upon. So without evidence, it would be unsubstantiated to justify.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think that will conclude our hearing today. So thank you everyone for attending. Today's hearing in the appeal of Q is now adjourned and the record is closed. As I mentioned, the judges will meet and will send you a written opinion of our decision within 100 days. And the next hearing will resume at 1:20. Thank you.